mean, Macron has successfully destroyed Paris. Apparently he was out dancing at an Elton John gig last night or something. The world is burning. This is what the head of the country is doing. This guy needs to be dragged out on the street and hung. He honestly does. They've been taught to be extremist Muslims, which is all concocted in the West. Muslim extremism, the first books on Muslim extremism were printed from Pensacola University in the United States. And the first concept of Muslim extremism came from Zbigniew Brzezinski, teaching people in the war, in the Afghani war against Russia. Brzezinski went in there and he convinced the people that the Russians weren't just attacking their country, they were attacking their faith. And they trained them to be Muslim extremists. It's all been created by design to do exactly what it's doing. And of course, all run by someone that likes to stay out of the picture and pretend they're innocent all the time, who like to wear small hats, who seem to be celebrating all of these wars and all of this destruction of Europe and everything that's going on in the world because it means great times for them. What the governments are doing is they're carrying out massive environmental destruction under the pretext of doing exactly the opposite. Now, everything that they're doing, even the mining of the materials used for solar panels, the materials that they use for wind farms, run by diesel, or started by diesel, or started by electricity, they're coal-powered. I mean, they're supposed to be doing all this stuff to shut down coal-fired power stations. And they're using all the same stuff just to limit our access to the environment. That's what it's all about, folks. They're taking up farmlands with these huge solar panel farms that they're putting in everywhere. They're shutting down power stations and moving it over to wind farms. The price of electricity is skyrocketing everywhere. This is because of the way these things are run. And it's done that way so that they get your money from you, folks. They don't want you to have any money. They want you to own nothing and be happy. Then you're going to have to move on to their digital currency and their universal basic income. They launched World Coin the other day. I was showing you that on the last report, I think. The guy from World Coin who's saying we need a world ID as well. And now there's people out there lining up for retinal scans to put this chip, this neural mesh, this new skin they can put on you whereby you can control things with your mind. You can control drones and all sorts of shit like this. This gets you used to doing this sort of thing. Like, you know, they have said that soon, by 2030, you won't be carrying a mobile phone anymore. Your mobile phone will be part of you, it will be embedded into your body. They've got people pretty addicted to cell phones as it is. They've got people addicted to these smart devices they carry around. So now they go for the next level. They create this holographic world that you can superimpose over home. Eating proper food, for God's sake. I mean, don't eat this stuff that they're selling you. There's a lady who did a little bit of an expose on noodles. A lot of people like to feed their kids noodles because it's a convenient little lunch for them, a little snack while they're doing something else. Check what's in these things and check what they do to you.
Technology now being developed where you can swallow a camera that's actually the size of a little tiny vitamin capsule, and it gives you about 15 hours of footage from inside the digestive system. And what the researchers did was they gave one group of people a homemade meal. They actually made noodles from scratch, just from flour and water, and served it in a broth made from water and vegetables and salt and pepper. And then the other group, they were given bought noodles from the supermarket that come with the sachet that you add hot water to, and that was served with a blue drink, a blue sports drink. And then they swallowed these cameras to give the visuals of what then went on. And 4 hours after they swallowed the real food meal, all that was left was white fluff in the digestive system. And that's how it's supposed to be, really well broken down by that stage. But for the people who had the bought food meal, 4 hours after they ate it and swallowed the camera, you could still see the teeth marks in the noodles. So what that suggests is if you have food in your digestive system for 4 hours exposed to all of your digestive enzymes and it hasn't been broken down, it suggests that maybe there are substances in some of these processed foods that we have no ability to break down. But then further to that, the blue drink had actually dyed the noodles blue. And that's because the dye in the blue drink was derived from petroleum, and we have no ability inside of us to break down petrol. So a number of artificial substances and colours and sweeteners are created synthetically. And some of the substances that they're derived from, I have concerns about whether they even belong in the human body.
Yeah, crazy stuff, folks. There was a video that came out the other day as well. They're talking about eating human flesh, like growing and eating human flesh. Apparently it's a parody or a satire video. But, you know, just the fact that they're putting it out there, they're kind of putting this into your mind that this is okay and this is acceptable. And you can be guaranteed this is what they'll probably end up doing anyway, folks.
I couldn't wait to see the mysteries that lay inside. How do you solve the cost of living crisis with engineered human meat? It sounds like magic.
And this is where the magic happens.
The Good Harvest processing plant has been up and running for over 8 months. It contains both industrial and clinical operations on a site the size of 4 football pitches.
Hey, are you Mick?
I certainly am. Pleased to meet you, Greg.
Very good to meet you. I'm here to learn.
Right, come this way and I'll show you how it all works.
I want to see everything.